Hello, my name is Maya and I will be discussing the Communication Decency Act Section 230. I will specifically address how the laws allowing for obscene and inappropriate material to be permissible online as well as ISP lack of accountability. As we learned in class, Section 230 of the Communication Decency Act gives immunity to websites and libel claims generally, such as in the case Xeron versus AOL. However, Section 230 is actually established to protect offensive material in general. Section 230 is much more robust than what we had time to learn in class. We focused specifically on subsection C, Article 1. What I'm going to hone on today is subsection E, the effects on other laws. Section 230 is not intended to give providers immunity from enforcing criminal law, intellectual property law, state law, communication privacy law, or sex trafficking law. However, some ISPs have been using subsection C to avoid punishment for not abiding subsection E. In the following few slides, I will be providing examples. In the case Fields versus Twitter, Lloyd Fields Jr. and James Creech were killed in Jordan in an ISIS attack. They were working as government contractors at the time. Their families tried to sue Twitter under 18 U.S.C. Section 2333A, a civil remedy provision of the Anti-Terrorism Act. They claim that Twitter caused injury by knowing of the material support ISIS had. The killer, Abu Zaid, viewed ISIS propaganda and took responsibility via Twitter. The district court said the plaintiff failed to prove Twitter's conduct impacted the attack and that Section 230 protects Twitter from being sued as a publisher. Terrorism is in violation of criminal law, so this is another case of ISPs getting relinquished of any kind of fault. This court decision will make it much harder for other plaintiffs to hold social media companies such as Twitter liable for objectionable content. Another case that I would like to discuss is Doe versus AOL. Richard Lee Russell, as pictured in the slide, lured 11-year-old son of Jane Doe to his house. Russell was a popular teacher and he molested the child and videotaped the actions. Doe alleged that Russell premeditated the actions on AOL chat room and made a deal to sell the tape to another man in Arizona. Doe sued Russell and AOL. She claimed AOL was negligent because they knew or should have known that people like Russell used the AOL service for inappropriate use, like marketing and distribution of child porn. The court cited Section 230 of the CDA and dismissed her suit before a jury even heard the case and the point she brought. Creating and transmitting child porn are third-degree felonies in Florida state. I shared this case because it clearly demonstrates that subsection C of the Communication Decency Act, Section 230, is relinquishing ISPs of their duty to follow state law and possibly sex trafficking law. This is all ironic too because the original intent of the CDA came from Senator James Exon's concerns of the harmful impact internet could have on children. If Section 230 doesn't protect its founding intent, is it really doing more good than harm? So why do these cases matter? They are just two of the many cases that demonstrate that the Communication Decency Act needs to be amended to better protect victims and families. Currently, internet service providers are acting retroactively to incidents because there is not much incentive for them to legally be proactive. Anonymous internet personalities make it hard to even hold a person accountable that committed actions. The current court decisions are not allowing victims and families to have justice either. This doesn't just apply to terrorism or child pornography, but also people impacted by online shaming sites, such as in the case Jones versus Dirty World Entertainment Recordings LLC, and in addition, discriminatory groups that fester online. Amending Section 230 also makes sense because of the large impact it can have on people. No one wants to take away freedom of speech, but if ISPs are inciting or allowing incitement of crimes and sharing of damaging material, we must take action to make appropriate changes. Finally, we must amend the Communication Decency Act simply because it is out of date and the original laws most likely never understood the scope of how large, accessible, and damaging the internet can be. In 1996, only 77 million people were on the internet. At the end of this decade, there will be more than 3 billion users.